There's still no end to the political impasse over border protection, despite the deaths of about 90 asylum seekers off Christmas Island. The Prime Minister says she's willing to negotiate, but hasn't contacted Tony Abbott. He's staying quiet about any compromise. From Canberra, here's Chief Political Correspondent Mark Simpkin.
On this issue, there are no easy answers.
Will there be any chance of a deal on asylum seekers this week? Will you be prepared to negotiate again with the Labor Party?
Sometimes there aren't any answers at all.
The situation at the moment isn't working, is it? Are you comfortable with the way things are at the moment? Do you think you've worked enough to try and come up with a bipartisan solution?
Some coalition MPs think the answer's no. They want Tony Abbott to adopt a less hard-line approach.
My party knows exactly where I stand on these issues, and I don't have to repeat to any of them my position.
Those who you would expect not to be comfortable with the policy have expressed the same views for over 10 years. So there is consistency and extraordinary unity of the vast majority in the coalition party.
The government's already proposed a compromise that would reopen Nauru, but only if the coalition signed up to Labor's so-called Malaysia solution.
That compromise is still well and truly on the table, and I'm open to further discussions.
In other words, further policy changes are possible, although there's no detail on what they might be.
I'm trying to say we should get further along. We should be working across the parliament.
Labor's launched an internal review into the search and rescue effort that followed last week's tragedy. The Greens are questioning whether the response would have been different if a yacht was sinking.
Do we apply the same standards to refugee boats as we do to any other boat at sea?
No, a life at sea is a life at sea.
A compromise on asylum seeker policy is still unlikely, despite the tragedy and despite Liberal and Labor MPs being uncomfortable with the standoff. The ABC's learned backbenchers from both major parties met with key crossbenchers today. They discussed a bipartisan approach and will meet again later in the week. Mark Simpkin, ABC News, Canberra.